Today we're diving into 20 things you can stop doing to help you lose 20 pounds. And the first is to stop eating after dinner. Eating too close to bed can actually hinder your sleep quality, and poor quality sleep directly increases your hunger hormone ghrelin the very next day. Plus, the evening is when we're more insulin resistant, meaning that anything we consume right before bed is more likely to be stored anyway. So just by stopping the snacks after dinner, you can significantly help to achieve your weight loss goal. Which, if you're new here, my name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance. On my channel, I teach you the tips and strategies you can use to achieve your weight loss and wellness goals. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And today's video is also sponsored by The Reserve. More on them in a bit. Okay, the second one is huge if you're a parent, and that's to stop eating your kids' snacks. I know, I see this with a lot of my clients. Kid snacks are so tempting because they typically are so refined, overly processed, and high in sugar. So they can be quite addictive and hard to pass up. But these higher sugar kid snacks tend to really spike the storing hormone insulin and cause the body to shift out of a state of fat burning. And kind of a win-win situation for this is to stock your pantry with snacks that are actually going to be better for you as well as your kids. So things like Parm crisps, nut butters, or even cheese sticks. All of these are going to be much lower in sugar, better for your kids as well as for your weight loss goals. The third is to stop eating a banana for breakfast. I know it's easy for a grab and go breakfast option, but bananas have no protein in it, and you need protein to prevent snacking later in the day. You also need it for a body recomposition goal. In fact, it's the most important food source for achieving a body recomposition goal, which is where you're losing fat, but you're maintaining or even increasing muscle mass, which therefore even helps to maintain your metabolism as well. And unfortunately, bananas just don't have any protein. The fourth thing to stop doing is getting an afternoon coffee. I love coffee. That's quite obvious at this point. But having an afternoon coffee can end up disrupting your sleep quality. Even if you have no problem falling asleep after having caffeine, it's likely decreasing your sleep quality and making you spend less time in deep, high quality sleep. Let me find 7 more times to say high quality. And bad sleep can lead to higher stress hormone cortisol levels the very next day, which actually makes it harder to lose weight around the belly. Now, the fifth thing to stop doing is eating breakfast sandwiches. First of all, these are really low in protein. Usually it only has maybe a third of what you actually need from that meal, but it's also higher in refined grains that will really spike your storing hormone insulin. So you get lower protein, higher refined grains. Definitely not a winning combination when you're looking to achieve a weight loss goal. If you're on the go, you're much better off getting the Starbucks egg bites versus the breakfast sandwiches that are often sold. Okay, the sixth thing to stop doing is drinking juice. Even healthy juices like green juices often have a lot of fruit juice in it, and this comes packed with a lot of sugar. Or even something like orange juice, which yes, maybe has some vitamin C, but it has the equivalent of getting like a Starbucks vanilla latte when it comes to sugar content. You're better off eating your fruit than you are drinking it. Okay, the seventh thing to stop doing is watching TV before bed. When you watch TV right before bed, it exposes your eyes to light and tells your body that it's daytime. This shuts off your sleep hormone melatonin from being produced, which leads to that poor quality sleep and all those issues that happen the very next day as a result. Okay, the eighth thing to stop doing is adding sugar to all drinks. Think things like coffee or tea. Not only is this added sugar, but it's also sugar in a liquid form, which means it's absorbed really quickly and can cause a really big spike in our storing hormone insulin. Common sweetened coffees at places like Starbucks are usually going to range anywhere between 30 to 60 grams of sugar. Don't believe me? Go check out their nutrition facts. It is nuts how much sugar is in those drinks. Okay, the ninth thing to stop doing is eating pasta and pizza, or at least traditional pasta and pizza, and on a daily basis. These are both high in refined carbohydrates that really spike the storing hormone insulin and work directly against your weight loss goal. It's also low in protein. Plus, because both pizza and pasta are typically going to be rich in fat as well as refined carbohydrates, it can have a really addictive nature to it and make it easy to eat beyond our body's needs. Instead, you can try alternatives like cauliflower crust pizza or hearts of palm pasta. Those are both less starchy options, so you can kind of like have your pizza and eat it too. Okay, the 10th thing to stop doing is drinking diet soda. Even though it says diet, and even though it is technically 0 calorie, many artificial sweeteners can often be just as detrimental to weight loss goals as just regular sugar. If you need a soda, try something that's sweetened with monk fruit or stevia, which tend to do better for the body when it comes to a weight loss goal. So clearly sweetened drinks can be a really big problem, and a lot of people are getting their sugar from coffee or tea. So instead of spending a ton of money on sugar sweetened teas that are really working against your weight loss goal, you can really easily make your own homemade 0 sugar options with today's sponsor, The Reserve. The Reserve has organic ceremonial grade matcha, and their matcha comes in a lot of different flavors that are all 0 sugar. They have their traditional matcha, their vanilla vanilla matcha. They also have other flavored options as well. And I've made hot and cold matcha lattes that are 0 sugar using the reserve before. In fact, I've shared a recipe in the past using the reserve. It's really simple, and if you guys want to check it out, I'll have it linked down description below. In addition to all of their matcha, the reserve also has organic superfoods like maca, ashwagandha, and spirulina that you can add to your smoothies for a little boost. And the reserve is offering you guys 50% off of their products for the next month. That is insane. So you can really not only save a ton of money by making your own matcha lattes really easily, especially if you're using the 50% discount, but you also will have complete control over the sugar content in your matcha latte, so you can make sure it works for your weight loss goals as well. Make sure you check out the link down description below. It's valid for the next month from the date that this video is released. Okay, the 11th thing to stop doing is having dessert in the house. It's one thing to have dessert or a treat meal on the weekend, but it's something else entirely to have this in your house. When you have it in your house, you're constantly having to say no to having a dessert every single day because it's so easily accessible, because it's in your house. This can cause decision fatigue from you constantly having to say no. It makes it so much easier to give in to eating those desserts during the week when you weren't intending to. So instead, if you're going to have dessert, make it a weekend treat and make sure to just keep it out of the house. Okay, the 12th thing to stop doing is taking ketone drinks. These won't necessarily hurt your weight loss progress, but they won't really help your progress, and they're really expensive. Instead, you can naturally raise your own ketone levels by burning your own fat as a fuel source by using intermittent fasting, which you can check out how long intermittent fasting takes to work with this video right here. Also have it linked down description below. Okay, the 13th thing to stop doing is to stop eating keto treats. Keto treats combine sweet flavor, even though it's not technically sugar, it's still really sweet, with higher levels of fat. This combination of sweet and high fat makes it really easy to achieve that bliss point that's highly addictive, makes it super easy to eat beyond your body's needs. Now, a lot of these keto treats will definitely be better options than traditional desserts, but it's still not something that you'll be wanting to have on a daily basis. Okay, the 14th thing to stop doing is having sitting meetings. This is really if you have control over your meetings. If possible, make it a walking meeting. I know it's not possible for everyone, but if you're able to, it really helps to break up the sedentary moments throughout the day, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it really adds up. Okay, the 15th thing to stop doing is cheat days. And I'm heavily emphasizing the days section. There's a difference between cheat days and treat meals. A cheat day is a whole day of likely really refined or really sugary foods, and this can be really hard to recover from and really not make you feel great the next day. And all those compounding refined sugars and starches could even increase your cravings for even more of those foods the next day as well. What I found works best is having a treat meal versus a whole day. I've shared my whole strategy on this. I'll also have that video linked down description below, as well as right here if you want to check that out. Okay, the 16th thing to stop doing is counting calories. Just counting general calories takes away the emphasis on one of the most important things when it comes to achieving a body recomposition goal, which is protein. If you're going to count anything, making sure that you're actually getting enough protein for your body's needs can really help to mitigate hunger, really help to reduce cravings, and has been found to significantly help achieve a body recomposition goal. Okay, the 17th thing to stop doing is drinking energy drinks. These are so insanely high in sugar, more than you probably realize. Have you looked before? It's nuts. A small can of Monster has nearly 30 grams of sugar. Cut this out alone, and this significantly brings down your insulin spikes. Okay, the 18th thing to stop doing is eating every 2 hours. When you eat more frequently, it keeps your insulin spiked throughout the day. This makes it a lot more difficult for your body to switch back into a state of fat burning. Plus, if you're actually eating enough protein at every meal, you really shouldn't be hungry for at least 4 hours anyway. Okay, the 19th thing to stop doing is eating foods that don't work for you. Broccoli, cauliflower, those are all great, but some people's GI tract just doesn't work with it. And fermented dairy products are really rich in protein, but some people are allergic and it's not going to work for them either. Just because something works for someone else, it does not mean that it's 100% going to work for you. So eat the foods that make you feel good, not someone else. Okay, the 20th thing to stop doing is using a scale to measure your progress. When we're talking weight loss, we're not talking weight, we're talking body fat. Because just losing weight could be weight from your muscle, could be weight from your bones, could be water weight, or it could be fat. And when you're just looking at a scale, it's only accounting for your general weight. It's not helping you to determine if you've lost weight from your muscle, your bone, body fat, or water. And if you are losing bone or if you are losing muscle mass, this can actually make your metabolism start to decrease and make it harder to achieve a weight loss goal. So I always recommend keeping track of body fat and muscle mass instead of just overall weight. If you have access to something like the InBody, a lot of gyms will have this. This is one of my favorite methods. It's one of the more accurate options. Of course, DEXA scan is the gold standard, but that tends to be pretty expensive. But at the very least, even at-home body fat scales can at least give you an idea of trends, although it's it's going to be the least accurate option. Now make sure to check out the 10 foods you should eat if you're looking to lose belly fat with this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.